on. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey. And this is your life.
Wow. Wow. That was uncomfortable. Jesus Christ. I was very uncomfortable that time.
You're welcome.
When you stopped and then kept going, that was like...
Well, I have the singing chops. It's just, I don't know how to use them. Dear listeners, if you want to hear me have singing chops, you can go to the Debatable podcast, which we were on this past week.
You sang so much on that podcast.
Look, those straight boys didn't know how to handle it. Or maybe they did.
They looked like mildly uncomfortable at times. Like, can we interrupt her?
Of course you can.
But I mean, I know that, but they just looked like, what are we supposed to do right now? Mims won't stop singing.
And they tried to tell me it'd get taken down from YouTube. I'm like, nah, guys, no. This shit ain't
from YouTube.
This shit ain't getting taken down from nowhere. It's got actually sound like the song. Did you see? So I'm assuming you watched Drag Race, right?
You mean, did I watch the epic conclusion to the Jinx Monsoon show?
I did. Yes, that one.
Yes, I did. Did
Okay.
I cry? Yes, I did, because I have a lot of emotion wrapped up in that one person.
So somebody posted a picture that had Monet in front, and it said she won. So I thought it ruined it for me, and I was like, oh no. Oh no, is it Jinx? Is it Jinx? Is it Jinx? And when she won, I started screaming. It turns out that she shouldn't have put Shay or Trinity in the final. Just throwing that out there. But holy shit. Good job, Jinx. And did you see her Instagram? We did it, Joe. We did it.
Yep.
Chef's kiss.
I definitely...
Excuse me.
It was funny because like I started having basically like mild palpitations.
Girl, not palpitations.
And it was terrible because I'm just sitting there and it was like I got triggered. It was like I went back in time to like season 5, and it was just all of that same anxiety I had about like, you know, just please for this one time let a person with this much talent, this much like really setting the bar. And I was telling my husband, I was like, you know, just the fact that while this whole thing was playing out, her and Della are literally like on a tour of New Zealand and Australia.
Yep.
Like not on some kind of work the world, not on some kind of just them alone. They're packing music halls and venues and everything else. I'm like, I feel like that to me already says very clearly that the rest of the world has decided who is the queen of all queens.
Yeah, I think that those two are the most talented drag queens out there.
Yep. So I
Ben is also super cute as a boy. You don't think so? Oh, doesn't do it for you?
No.
Does that bodybuilder one do it for you?
Which bodybuilder one?
Oh, the bodybuilder drag queen. What's her name? She was
Cameron?
on. There you go, girl.
God, no.
Girl.
Ugh.
I don't know. You like bodybuilders?
I don't like bodybuilders. I like very specific people. Like it's literally some of the people I like have that kind of build. Some of the people I like are super thin. Some of the people I like are plus size. Like it's just people. I'm really weird about that. I realize that I can't just say universally across the board I like this classification of people, but it's just how it is.
Insert joke there.
You were trying to. You were like,
there is one song that I did not actually sing on that Disney thing that's been eating at me.
Which one?
Did I don't believe I sang "Colors of the Wind."
Yes, you did.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, yes. Oh yes. I'm just telling you now.
I didn't sing Oodalolly, and I cannot believe they didn't know that song.
I mean, technically, if we have to really be super clear about this, it was very generational.
It
Like,
was. It was.
those boys for the most part were like, if it was before like 1978, we don't really know it.
Yeah.
And it was because, I mean, they literally were saying like, what is this? What? I don't know what that is.
Little John walking through the forest.
Yeah.
Ooh, a lot of little lolly golly, what a day.
I mean, my God, it gave furries pornographic fodder for years afterwards. I'm not joking.
No, I know.
I mean, Robin Hood's hot.
Robin Hood was a really adorable character.
No, Robin Hood is hot. Like, Robin Hood is hot. I know many people agree with me, and you can look online and type in, is Robin Hood from Disney's Robin Hood hot? And the answer will just be yes.
I feel like I'm trapped. I feel like I'm trapped right now.
Speaking of being trapped, did you know that we have a Patreon?
I did actually know it this time. This time somebody actually informed me that I did know that.
Who informed you that you knew that? Me?
I'm just saying something.
Okay.
I'm just making a joke.
Okay, I was like, I didn't know you had voices in your head again. Dear listeners, we have a Patreon. If you go to patreon.com, Mims and Maim, you can throw us some money. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that we have another podcast? It's called You Slay Me. It's a Murder, She Wrote podcast. Would you like to put in a word edgewise?
Wow, that actually sounds quite nice. Can you tell me more about it?
No. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that we have merchandise?
I did know that. Yes, I did.
Dear listeners, if you go to mimsandmaim.com, you can get yourself a nice shirt. Maim, I do want to let you know that I did take the tote that has our logo on it and put in orange lettering beneath it, totes with 2 exclamation points. So we have a totes tote. Dear listeners, a totes tote.
Everything you just said makes me so happy.
And the font that I chose was called Cream Puff. I thought it fits. You know, one of my friends from high school's fathers called me a cream puff one time.
What?
Mm-hmm. I'll send you a name. It was mildly.
Is that meant to be an insult?
Yes, because his son was gay too.
Oh, gotcha.
Where are you at? There you are.
Cream puffs, coincidentally, are my husband's favorite dessert.
Ooh, eclairs are better. There you go.
What?
Oh yeah, girl. Yeah.
That is like what do you call it? With don't throw stones at glass houses.
Well, his father was an incredibly conservative Baptist.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's sad. That's really sad.
Or was his stepfather?
Oh, it's always the stepfather.
It may have been stepfather. I don't remember. I didn't like the man, and I pushed him out of my. Dear old friend.
Pushed him out of your what?
Pushed him out of my brain. Like, my brain cells could not handle that.
Girl, what you about to say?
Girl, there was a post. There was a post that was going around online, a meme, if you would, that said, for $1 billion, would you sell a family member for $1 billion? To which I said, for half that, I'll give you my dad's entire side of the family, if you want to.
I mean, if you want to bargain.
I mean, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of Father Mimses out there. You can have. It is a huge family from West North Carolina. Like you just run all over them in McDowell County and Catawba County. Just take them all. Take them all. $1 billion. Come on.
Just take the whole lot.
Oh, or $500 million. Or $500,000. Hell, $500,000. That's fine. Take them off for $500,000.
Take them off my hands, please.
Take them off my hands. I don't. Oh, God.
I am not wanting to be on their deathbeds.
Lord have mercy. Girl, I not want to be on their deathbeds. What does that even mean?
I don't. This sounded appropriate to me.
Are you tired, man?
Am I tired right now? No, actually, I actually slept really well. Although I did do like 3 shows at Improv because we were short members, and
you are.
Then
short.
I went to that. I'm quite short actually. And then I went to the Gender Blender, which is a really fun event, but also, that tires me doing that kind of stuff. So,
dear listeners, I would like to announce something I've been saying at the end of podcasts. So I need to say at the beginning so people actually hear it, because people only really listen to 15 minutes of podcasts and they let it go. And that's true for all podcasts, especially Joe Rogan. If people couldn't even make it through the first 2 minutes,
Lord,
acid reflux is nice.
Girl.
Anyway, dear listeners, I am going to have a dance song hit the airwave. Singular. Sometime, hopefully this week. I did not get anything recorded. I was going to record a music video in the great city of Bristol. Langhorne was where we were staying. Langhorne, Pennsylvania, at the Sheraton, right across from the racist Sesame Place. But have you heard about that?
Oh yes, Eddie.
Okay, girl. Yeah.
Yes.
I was directly across the street from that. Anyway. Yeah, the kids little black children were coming into the Sheraton with their little. In one hand they had Elmo, in the other hand they had Shamu because it's owned by SeaWorld. So I was like, they sell Shamu at Sesame, whatever. Anyway,
it's interesting.
Yeah, but I will have a my first music video come out soon, and we're currently producing my second song. So I'm hoping to have a dance album.
Not a dance album.
Well, that's 3 songs. Anything over 2 songs is dance albums.
Oh, like an EP. Okay.
Like a tiny little. Each song 3 minutes apiece.
Gotcha.
So you could dance for 9 whole minutes.
That makes more sense to me. Than
Yes, girl.
You having the patience to record an entire.
Well,
album.
girl, then the DJs out there can take it and make them into 30-minute sets. You see?
Yes, because that's what I want. I want them to take your 3 minutes and stretch it out to 30.
Well, girl, if Madonna calls, I'm not here. And this is season 3, episode 12, The Junies.
I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. And that's Marjorie. Just so you will know, and your children will someday know, is the night the lights went out in Georgia. The lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out. And that is the night the lights went out in Georgia.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Well, now you do.
Still waiting for that call.
Dear listeners, if you don't know about that song, go out there and find it. It is If Madonna Calls, I'm Not Here.
If you don't know about that song, then Renaissance is not for you.
Yeah. Hey, Junior. It was Junior Vasquez, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, Eddie.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes, man. Ooh, she was not happy.
So we're at Sugar Bakers.
Oh, I love this episode.
And Anthony is on the phone arguing with the social activities committee at his junior college.
Oh, what's he arguing about?
Well, he gets off the phone and he's like, there's a lot of older people at our junior college and they don't really like to get involved in things. And the people at the junior college really want me to get involved because they think that, if I do something, that everybody else will join in.
Oh, peer pressure. Got it.
Pretty much, yes. And people look up to him at the college too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's homecoming and they're looking for a homecoming queen or representative.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Anthony would be perfect for that.
And Suzanne's like, that's the most important thing.
Oh man, gosh, this took me back to high school.
I remember who one of our homecoming. One of them were
homecoming queen our senior year.
Was your cousin, right?
No.
That was junior year?
Senior year was
CW?
JE.
Ugh.
Senior year was JE.
Okay.
Junior year, I think was. I don't remember who it was junior year because it was always a senior whoever got it.
I thought it was your cousin. Junior year.
She was on court because I had to walk her on court, but
okay.
She wasn't. She didn't win.
I really thought that was prom queen with CW.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, okay, I remember that now. God, JE. If someone was ever the worst of both Suzanne and Julia.
Oh no! I never thought of it like that.
I didn't until just now, but am I wrong? Call me a liar.
Oh my gosh, that is literally. It's as if those two got put into one body and had to somehow duke it out.
And it somehow ended up with the worst of both of them.
Yes.
Wow. And do you know what it makes? A Republican.
Yes. The answer to that is also yes.
Oh, girl.
Yes.
All right. Well, Suzanne is like homecoming queen is a symbol. And she goes through this whole spiel of how important it is. And, when you're up there, you're representing your alma mater and you're looked up to and blah, 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 blah. And Anthony's like, I will accept their nomination for homecoming queen.
Suzanne's like, what?
And then it goes to like a quick commercial because Hulu does weird things. And then she goes into talking about how this other college had a homecoming queen that was a dog. I believe it was a golden retriever. I
would have loved that.
Well, Julie and Charlene have just showed up. And they were at lunch and they saw Libby Culpepper.
Not Libby Culpepper, honey.
Or is it Culper? Whatever. It was Libby.
Libby.
It's got more than two syllables. Libby.
Libby.
There we go. Libby. Well, she sells Lady June Bell.
Oh, no, not Lady June Bell, honey.
Lady June Bell. Dear listeners, I put my hand down. We're all familiar with LuLaRoe, right? That is sort of the big pyramid scheme. And Herbalife, I guess, is another one that's.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of folks would probably, even though it's escaped the scathing view, a lot of people would lump Mary Kay in there as well.
And Amway.
Mm-hmm.
And Beauty Control.
I think it's funny that we have somehow segmented multi-level marketing stuff into like the good ones and the bad ones now.
Nutrisystem used to be that way.
Yes. Oh, Lord. Girl, Amway.
Amway. Girl, I was stocking shelves at the Dollar Tree back whenever I worked there. And one of our friends used to work with me there. And I was stocking stuff and I gotten done with my stuff. I walked over to her and I was like, hey, apparently it's something I had a very important tone in my voice. I was like, hey, I need to talk to you about something. And she just turned to me and said, if it's Amway, I am not interested.
And then you had to leave because that's exactly what it was going to be.
Yeah. Oh, and there was another one. Oh, there's a lot of like the scents, like the essential oils now.
Yeah.
Which have Mormon roots. It's very weird.
The other one, I remember the other one from the 80s. I don't know if your mom was into this or not, but I remember I had a lot of family members. The Princess House crystal, the crystal home goods thing.
I'm familiar with it, but we did not do that.
Yeah, Princess House was big deal.
There was another one. Avon. Avon's even an Not as bad now.
Not as bad now because they're more corporate, but
exactly.
back then,
and you can actually buy them in catalogs. Yeah.
Yeah. No, back then.
Which this is along the lines of a
Avon lady.
It's along the lines of I would say Mary Kay, but it's Amway, but Mary Kay structure, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because we'll get to that a little bit later. Anyway, Julia hates people who brag about money, and especially about the number of digits they made. Last year I made 5 digits. This year I made 6 digits. Next year I'm going to make 7 digits and just call it fisting. Well, Charlene's going to start selling it.
Sorry, I caught some breath for a second.
That's because you went to 8 digits. You aren't supposed to go that far, girl.
Lord.
Dear listeners, that's a long form joke.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
This has been your, what are those talks called? Masterclass.
TED Talks?
No, the masterclass, the one they pay for, not the,
the
TED Talks are free.
Yes.
This has been your masterclass with Mims and Maim on
to
do. We're very sorry that you didn't pay for this and you still got it.
Yeah, it's free, so we have no money to give you back.
I guess you listened to an ad before this, maybe 2, depending on where this falls in the podcast.
Jeez.
Apparently it says we should have 4 ads a podcast. I just do it auto and it throws them in there.
Okay.
Yeah, one at the beginning, one at the end, nobody listens to, and 2 in the middle somewhere. Isn't that exciting? Dear listeners, however, if you want to get rid of the podcasts, we have it set as a goal on our Patreon. We need a certain amount a month to cover all of my expenditures.
Yes.
Once we reach that goal, it goes away.
Get rid of the ads.
We can get rid of the ads. Where am I at?
I don't know.
Charlene starts selling it. But look, I don't have it highlighted. I have a handwritten on my screen. So
Not handwritten.
Well, Suzanne approves of and one of the reasons why she's starting to sell it is Libby needs to make a certain amount of money to get a diamond ring. She's going for Orchid, and she's going to try and make a diamond ring. We'll get to the Orchid part a little bit later. But Suzanne approves of any system where you get diamonds for good performance.
Yes.
Like marriage.
Yes. Because she earned it.
So later on, Maryjo buys some carpet cleaner. It's going to be $13.
Not $13.
Not $13.
You're not allowed to say dollars.
You aren't allowed, just 13.
Yes, just 13. Which
so
I did you? I mean, I never heard that. I wonder if that really is like one of their little tenants.
I mean, it may be.
That's a strange.
Who knows?
So
Libby also does not approve of giving discounts.
Oh,
yeah, because Charlene gave Maryjo a little bit of discount. Libby does not approve of discounts.
Yes, I mean it's cleaning supplies, so I'm not sure how much of a discount she gave her.
I mean, that Amway is not cheap.
No, Amway is actually quite expensive.
Yeah,
it is. Avon's not cheap either.
No,
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that from back in the day.
Their chapstick, Avon's chapstick, phenomenal.
Really?
Yes. If they still make it that just their plain in a white tube chapstick.
Well, okay then.
Yeah, it's no flavor or anything.
Oh, well, I have to have flavor.
Do you? You don't have enough flavor on your own?
This 50%.
50% flavor? What does that
mean? It's kind of like diet.
Mean?
It's like a diet human. I mean,
you're a diet human. You are. I don't know where I'm just seeing this joke like fade away into the sunset. I want to say something to revive it, but I'm not sure what it is.
No, Shane, no, come back, Shane. Come back, Shane. I knew that would get you.
God. Girl, if you ever need a moment, go rewatch Watcher in the Woods.
Oh, jeez.
You have to buy. I had to buy it on DVD because they do not have it anywhere else. It is from the Disney Vault, and it's like $40. But I wanted a copy. Girl, do you remember that ends with like aliens?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't believe that's not on Disney Plus. That was kind of. That was
because
sort
they
of a
remade
classic.
it. They remade it with Angelica Houston.
Oh.
And it's not as good as Where Are You Going? That is my Betty Davis impersonation, everyone.
Every time I think about any movie from that time period, I always just think about her on like a gurney, and they just wheel her in to the set and set her down and just read the teleprompter. Because that's what every performance is like back then. Every performance back then, it's literally like, there's a teleprompter because she's just like, she's just reading.
She is, but she's so old. Does it matter at that point?
No, that's why I love it.
I think that was her last movie too.
Oh, that's why I love it so much.
God, so Charlene went to the first group meeting too.
Oh, okay.
And
what were those ladies like?
Well, they were all just happy to be there and all this. And she told them that she was only going to do this temporarily, and they all got kind of sad and they would start crying. And then she said, well, maybe I'll do this full time. And they all got happy and ended in a group hug.
That sounds like a cult.
It sounded, to her, it felt a little bit like a Baptist revival. Which Maryjo said, remember, we aren't talking about the Lord, we're talking about rug shampoo.
For some folks, I guess rug shampoo is, it is very, very, very holy.
Yes. Cleaning, according to you, cleaning is a religious experience.
It's just very symbolic, right? Like, it helps me get my thoughts realigned and stuff like that.
I just don't understand.
It just is.
I know. Well, I was talking to somebody yesterday. They shine shoes and fold clothes to get their thoughts realigned. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I especially ironing. Excuse me. They iron clothes, get their thoughts realigned. You know what I do? I take my dress shirts to the dry cleaner because they're going to do it better than I ever could.
I can see that. Although technically, it's really funny. So I discovering I really should have been paying more attention to this, I guess. Is that sometimes you have to actually like take the material and pay attention to it, because occasionally I bought material that if you looked at it, it says like dry clean only. And so now I've had to pay more attention to the material I buy, because occasionally I haven't paid attention in the past, and some of my original dresses that I used to make are like, they frayed and stuff like that. So
I take mine to the dry cleaner to do just launder them.
Oh,
because the thing is some people don't know, dry cleaners have a steam form for men's shirts. So they button it up, put it on the steam form, hit the button, and it automatically goes to the perfect shape.
Oh, I did.
That's why they'll wash it, steam it, and it looks great. They don't iron; they just steam form it.
Oh,
yeah, and that's why they always look crisp when they come back from a dry cleaner.
Got it.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Some I'm sure iron, but they for women's dresses it's different, because they actually do have to iron and do the steamer on them, because they don't have a set form for that. For men's shit, they just throw it on there. But you could also, rather than actually dry clean, take it to dry cleaners, just buy some Dryel and do it that way.
Oh.
Yeah, Dryel works well enough for what you're doing.
Got it.
Yep.
Well, there you go. I learned something new today.
There we go. Where are we at with this? So next day, Charlene is doing invoices. And she's what?
Well, I think it's a time jump.
It is. Well, next day, week, whatever, something like that. It's a little bit of a time jump. We aren't too far ahead, right?
No.
But we're within the sitcom time jump. You're right. sometime between the next day and 4 years from now.
Yes.
But Charlene is doing invoices, and she's going to get ready to do a warm chatting.
So weird.
Which is where you go in and you start talking about the product, and you encircle people, and you like talk to them about the product and try to get them to buy the product. And Julia's like, it sounds like the Moonies. Dear listeners, if you don't know about the Moonies, it's a semi-Christian religious cult from the 80s. I don't know if people I don't know if it even still exists, but it was big back then, right?
Yes, it was huge back then.
Yeah. Did you ever have Hare Krishnas on your college campus?
Yes.
We did too.
Strangely enough, it's weird you bring that up. We just passed some Hare Krishnas just the other day when we were in Miami, when we went to go get the rock, the crystal stuff.
Oh my God.
That was the first, it is, as long as I lived, that was the first time that's happened.
When you said went to go get the rock,
oh, jeez.
I pictured the rock.
I know.
I was like, oh, they're picking up those, just some damn crystals.
Ridiculous.
How much did he spend on crystals this time, girl?
Oh, that day?
That day, yes.
I don't think it was too bad.
What's not too bad, girl?
Nope.
Are we talking tens or hundreds?
I didn't ask. I don't ask that question.
Was it a big crystal or a little crystal?
It's a medium-sized crystal.
Oh.
You're so stupid.
Was it pointy?
I should have never told you about that. I should have never.
Oh, I think it's great. Girl, I have a crystal right here that I can hear.
Oh, hey, Chris.
Yeah, this is the crystal I own. She's a stripper. It cost me $12.
She's a stripper. Can't with you.
Anyway, Libby wants Charlene to become a daisy.
Oh, what? Now, wait a minute. What's a daisy exactly?
So daisies are the lowest level. They each there's different levels. You get free stuff as you move up levels. Okay. Daisy's the bottom. Then goes this. And orchid is like top. And there's roses and all these different things. And exactly.
Wow, I miss roses.
It's the best place to get you a little turban and like a house coat, and
it really was.
It really was. And so, oh God, ours and Carrie's getting ready to close down.
Finally.
Well, wow. the mall that it's in is being torn down.
Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, the convention is coming to town.
What convention?
The Lady June convention.
Oh boy.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. It's going to be very interesting.
I feel like
Libby's here.
Oh, oh, hello, Libby. You nice to see you.
She brought some sales tapes for Charlene to listen to.
Oh, I don't think Charlene wants any more sales
and
tapes.
She's a hugger.
Oh, you gotta leave my personal space alone, please.
Like, she goes in to hug Julia. Julia reaches out her hand, shake it. She goes to hug Maryjo, and Maryjo's like, no, I'm allergic to carpet shampoo. and Libby's like, she's real funny. Lady June really likes funny people. Why haven't you recruited them to be Lady June people? You'll never make Daisy this way.
It's like, it's very uncomfortable.
And Charlene tries to back out of being a Lady June Bell at this point. Like,
she tried, yes.
And Libby goes on a spiel about how much she worked before she became Lady June Bell, and all this, and how we shouldn't think negative, only positive. Don't think about what you can't do, but think about what you can do, and blah, 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 blah. I'm voguing.
Okay, Monet Exchange.
What? Yeah, there you go. Oh.
You tired?
No, so I did hear some people think that Shay won the Judas lip sync online.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Number one, and this is just whatever. Like, this is our own personal opinion. Number one, I do think that in terms of the actual lip sync, that Monet definitely beat Jinx. But that's not what this whole competition was about. However, for Shea Coulee, I don't think reenacting the dance moves from the original video to me is the opposite of what I want to see.
Well, I'd also like that in, and this is just me. Controversial, brave opinion. Lady Gaga is not the best dancer.
Right.
So to reenact a simple choreography is not that impressive. Right.
So it was just, I really was. I was like, when it first happened, I was like, oh, she's going to do some of the moves from the video, right? I thought just for a second she was going to for that chorus. And then I was like, oh, that's all she's doing. She's just doing stuff from the video, which to me, I'm like, that's not.
Let's be honest. If I do a little yoga first, I can do the choreography from Lady Gaga.
Not a little yoga first.
Girl, I gotta get bendy.
But yeah, so that was just my own. I mean, I got what people were talking about. But then at the same time, it made me kind of upset because I was like, well, I know for a fact that there are people in our little like queer population that think that is the greatest thing you can do. Is like, oh my gosh, the entire choreo from a music video. I'm like, yeah. But that's not.
Yeah. I found a couple of those thoughts on Instagram.
Yeah. So I don't know. I when Rain on Me came out and I started seeing drag queens that basically were just like doing that, just imitating the Rain on Me video. I was like,
Rain on me.
Right. And then you just jump up and down. It's like, oh, okay. What else?
Do you like that song or not?
No, I love the song. Okay. I love Rain on Me. It's a cute song.
A bop. It's a bop.
Yeah, it's a bop. But the video was not like.
No, I love the comedy version with the two Asian women. One of them's Japanese. That part I know. When they have all the little, instead of rain, it's the I forgot what they're called, but the sticky balls on the things falling down on them.
It's so good. It's such a good video.
Libby's gone with Charlene. And Julia turns to Maryjo, and it's like, it's some kind of a perky cult.
Literally.
Well, it's later on that afternoon, or later on sometime, and Anthony's school, we find out, is not calling it homecoming king or queen. They're calling it homecoming representative.
Oh, well, that's very open.
And we also find out that Anthony wants to win.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Now, I had a moment where I was thinking to myself, this could have easily ventured. This could have ventured very easily into like a rehash of the other one with Bernice. It's like for a second there, I couldn't really remember how this episode ended. So I was like, is this the thing that takes over the episode, or is it the other thing? So I was really actually happy.
Oh, you didn't remember this episode? I remembered as soon as it began. When it was Lady June Bells, I was like, oh.
I remember the first part.
I remember this. Okay.
Yeah, no, I remember the first part. And then when it happened, the second little like
the conclusion of the story,
right? The face crack moment. I was like, oh yeah, I remember this now. But yeah, the first part, I was like, I can't remember where this ends up going at the end.
Well, Maryjo enters, and we find out that Charlene tried to leave the Lady June Bells.
Oh, okay, yeah,
she went to Libby, and she had her hand on her back, and like she was using the speech that Maryjo wrote that they'd like practiced and all of this, and Maryjo felt like a ventriloquist and everything. And Libby basically grabbed her and said, "You can do it, just do it." So she went to the convention.
Oh, that wasn't the result we were hoping for.
So as Maryjo and Julia decide to go to the convention and go get her, right? Suzanne stands up. It's like, you know what? These smiling, perky, happy people, y'all need somebody like me. You need to leave this to the professionals. And like Julia throws her coat, and they get out of there to go save Charlene.
Oh, I love it so much.
Great comic acting right there.
And completely true, actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Delta Burke, happy birthday, girl.
Happy birthday,
Great.
Delta.
Happy birthday, Delta. So it's yes. Let's see here. Next page. So we're at the convention now.
Yes.
And everyone's getting an award. They're just handing out awards for some reason. Best blah 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 in the blah 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 division goes to blah blah blah.
Golf clap.
A lawyer comes up, an ACLU lawyer comes up to Suzanne, starts chatting with her.
Former ACLU
lawyer. He sued them for equal employment, and he won, and then was just allowed in immediately
because they were so nice.
Yes, and he's like, it's you got a little stain on your shirt. If you want to come up to my hotel room, we can take care of that. Ronald, I'm going to have to report you to Lady June if you don't stop that. You promised you would stop. And he scurries away.
Yes.
And so Suzanne says, it's now Suzanne, Maryjo, and Julia. Everybody's, they're left alone. And Suzanne says, it's silly, but I'm wondering how Anthony is doing. To which Julia replies, no, Suzanne, that's not silly. A homecoming queen competition with a 30-year-old black man, that's dignified. This is silly. So we see Libby arm in arm with Charlene. And she's walking around. And
Suzanne's, what did it say? She got her in a vice grip.
Got her in a vice grip. And Suzanne looks over and it's like, that her? Is that who I need to go take care of? And Julie's like, yes. And so she goes over, Libby, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in years. Helen Van Patterson-Patton, you remember me? I love what you do with your hair. You should really keep it that way. Oh, God.
Anytime I hear the words Helen Van Patterson, like, perfect. That's it. That's all I needed for the day.
It is such a name of that time, too, right? Like, we all, in our brains, have an image of what Helen Van Patterson-Patton looks like.
Yep.
Mostly J.E. That's what she kind of looks like.
I love it so much.
So Julia starts talking to Charlene. Charlene's like, y'all aren't supposed to be here. What's going on? And she's like, well, we're going to go save you. And, we're going to go deprogram you. Why don't you step into this little room with us? Well, that private room's for bells only. To which Julia says, we're hell's bells now. Come on. I love that line. I've always loved that line.
We're hell's bells.
So we're in the room. And Julia's basically like, Charlene, do you remember all the stuff you told me earlier about you being stressed, you not liking this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?
Well, yeah, but Libby said, that I could do this.
Well, you see, the thing is, you maybe need to think of ending this opportunity. You aren't quitting, you're just ending this opportunity. Maryjo in the background, that sure sounds like quitting. Julia, shut up, Maryjo. And then she said, I'd be letting Lady June down. And she's like, who is she to form this group of Stepford Wives? I really like that movie. Well, Lady June is there.
Face crack.
Charlene goes through this whole spiel. Lady June's full full story, like
Very
every last bit of it.
Very full.
And then like throws in anecdotes of being burgled and this things that Lady June did not do. And you see whoever this actress is doing some really good face acting right there.
Yes.
Like, who is this crazy woman, and why did I decide to talk to her?
I love it.
So Lady June basically says, look, I created this empire to empower women. Yes, we'll try to get you back if you decide to leave, but it's ultimately your choice to leave or not.
Yeah.
And then she's like, so she goes to the spiel, and Charlie's like, I want back in. And Lady June's like, no, you don't. Fine, I want to leave. So Charlene, so Charlene, Julia, and Maryjo get to leaving, and Lady June basically says, Julia, you'd be really good at this. And Maryjo's like, okay, we're gone. Why is it Maryjo's the only one with sense?
I personally was happy that we got to see you have a moment, just one moment of Julia like blushing almost. Because it was like
nearly breaking.
Right. Because the thing is like, I don't know. There's something so interesting about when you do think about those types of things, because that's how those cults work, right? If one doesn't work,
yep,
send in a different version of it.
Yep.
And this lady was older and more mature, and that's exactly who could take Julia on.
So we're back at Sugar Bakers, and we find out that Charlene left the Lady June Bells, right?
Yes.
That Libby had made Orchid. She got a ring. And that she's going to buy the stuff back from Charlene. Here's the thing that people don't talk about these things. You have to buy the shit to sell the shit.
Yep.
Like, you have to put in a certain amount of money. Now it's like $500, like LuLaRoe, to sell it. Right.
Like, literally, it is. It to me is the part that I find the most uncomfortable, and I really don't actually understand why they don't ever discuss that stuff more and more. Because, I mean, I have a few friends that do some of these things, and I often do think about that. Is like, yeah, I mean, I can say no, but also like, gosh, I keep forgetting that they had to buy this stuff. So maybe I should actually get a little bit something from them. Oof.
No, don't.
No, don't.
No, don't.
I did get some Mary Kay from a friend.
Okay, Mary Kay is different. Mary Kay, I don't believe they have to do that anymore. I think they've changed that to a, because they've got the catalogs.
I think they have a centralized catalog now.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I think they have a centralized thing that you order from.
Right, I think you can, for express stuff, you can buy the stuff.
Yeah.
So Suzanne says Libby is worse than Helen Van Patten Patterson.
That's saying a lot.
So Anthony's here.
That's saying a lot. Oh no, he looks kind of disappointed, doesn't he?
And they ask how it went, and he says okay. So Julia, Charlene, and Maryjo leave, and Anthony turns to Suzanne, pulls a crown out of his bag, puts on his head, says, I won!
Yes!
And Suzanne loses it, and he said, is this what it took to impress you? And Suzanne said, yeah. All right, well, I can accept that. Yeah. Well, girl, did you find yourself a Miss Georgia World?
Oh, I'm gonna have to give it to Lady June.
Oh my!
I love that. I love that giant thing she was wearing so much.
So I give it to Maryjo in that Lady June area, because that tight dress it looked very Star Trek. Like, it was very sleek and like a decent material for her. And
she doesn't wear a lot of like tight things like that.
No. And apparently,
Yeah, I
we've
get
learned
that.
from previous episodes she has a nice ass, so maybe she should wear more tight things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but I do. You know me. I love a good like giant flowy gown.
Girl, that wasn't even a gown. That was a house
Whatever
coat.
it was. Whatever it was. I loved it. I loved it. I thought it looked good on her.
Well, girl, I have another question.
Yes.
Did you enjoy this episode?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, me too. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. These are like once again, I love to me, this show is at its best when they let those ladies be silly.
It's
like,
true. It's true.
Because it's just, that's life itself, right? Life itself is silly. And it's like the second season, there was just so much seriousness happening that I was like, guys, can we just be silly? Can we just do some silly scenarios, please? So that's why I personally think that people like season 3 so much is because of that.
Well, girl, why don't you tell people where they can find you?
Yes, definitely. Hello, people. This is Auntie Maim, your favorite relation, and you can find me on the Instagram at auntie_maim. That's MAIM. You can find me on Twitter at Maim Ministry. You can find me in real life. I do various performing around South Florida. You can find me at the Villain Theater on most Saturdays, villaintheater.com for information and tickets. You can find me on Thursdays in Miami Beach at a little bar called Kill Your Idol for Amazing Colossal Karaoke, which is like a cabaret / karaoke show. And yes, that should cover it for right now. How about you, Mims?
Well, that was faster than usual. Hey, y'all. I'm the Divine Miss Mims. You can find me on the Twitter at Divine Miss Mims. You can find this podcast on the Twitter at Baking Sugar Pod. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that we have a Patreon?
I think you mentioned
You can find it at patreon.com/Mims and Maim. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that we have another podcast?
No.
You can find it on Twitter at YouSlayMePod. It's a Murder, She Wrote podcast. Hey, babe.
Yes.
Did you know that we have merchandise?
Stop yelling at me.
You can find it at mimsandmaim.com. I'm not yelling. This is just my voice. And dear listeners, I just want to remind you that I do have a dance song coming out soon. Have I told you the name of the song?
Yes, I laughed for about 5 minutes.
Don't touch me. Parentheses monkeypox. Yes, dear listeners, that'll be happening soon. All right, Maim. Do you have anything else to add?
I don't think so.
All right. Why don't you say goodnight, Maim?
Good night, Maim.
Bye, y'all.